What's happening, tabletop gamers? My name is LeunameGames and welcome back to LeunameGames. Today we're going to learn how to play the 3 to 8 player party game Dixit by Jean-Louis Roubira and published by Libellud. In Dixit, players are all taking turns to be a storyteller, playing a card from their hand and saying a sentence that describes that card. Everyone else will then pick a card from their hand that best matches the storyteller's description. The cards are then shuffled and then revealed. Then every player, excluding the storyteller, will then try to secretly guess which card the storyteller played. The storyteller, meanwhile, wants some of the players to correctly guess, but not everybody, because if they're too specific or too vague, then everybody will score except for the storyteller. Let's get to the table and let's see what's in the box. To set up the game, have each player choose themselves a scoring piece and have them all place their scoring piece on the starting spot of the scoring track. Any extra scoring pieces can be put back in the box. Each player will then also receive a series of vote tokens that match their color. They are ranged from 1 to 6, and they should only be used with how many players are involved in the game. For example, I'm setting up for a 4-player game, so the 5 and 6 vote tokens can go back to the box. Then shuffle the deck of cards and deal 6 cards out to each player. The rest of the cards will be placed face down nearby to form the draw pile. Once you've done everything that has previously been stated, you are ready to begin. Every turn, one player is considered the active player. At the beginning of each turn, the active player will look at the cards in their hand, choose one of them, and play it face down in front of them without anybody seeing. They will then give a clue about that card, and it can be whatever clue they want it to be. The clue could be a word, a number, a reference, a sound, whatever you want it to be. All the other players will look at the cards in their hand and pick one that they think best matches the clue given by the active player. The cards will then be shuffled, and then after a little bit of shuffling, they will then be revealed. When you reveal them, it's best to reveal them along this track here. This is basically just to help keep track of what card is what. For example, this would be card 1, this is card 3, this is card 4, that type of thing. The order that they show up in doesn't matter. This is just to help keep track of what card's in for voting. Speaking of voting, once all of the cards have been revealed, each player, with the exception of the active player, will look at their vote tokens and decide for themselves in secret which card they think that the active player played based on the clue that they gave them. For example, let's say these are the cards that were played for a turn. I am the active player. I secretly played this card, and my clue was a beacon of hope. All the other players will then, with that clue in mind, will secretly look at their tokens and secretly decide among themselves which one they think that a beacon of hope was supposed to represent in the cards. Once all the players have decided which card they think the active player played, the tokens will then be revealed. Once all the votes are revealed, the active player will reveal which card was the one that they played. For example, if I was the active player, I would reveal my card is 3, considering that that is where it is placed in the line. After the active player has revealed what card was theirs, you proceed to scoring. If at least one player, but not all the players, manage to guess the active player's card, then whoever guessed correctly will score 3 points, as well as the active player. Then each player who received a vote for their card will receive 1 point. For example, nobody voted for 1, so whoever owned it would get nothing. 2 people voted for 2, so the owner of that card would get 2 points. Nobody voted for 4, so the owner would get nothing. Anytime a point is scored, you will keep track of how many points you have by moving your scoring marker that many spaces down the scoring track. However, if everybody manages to guess the active player's card, the active player will score nothing and everyone else will score 2 points. If nobody manages to guess the active player's card, the active player will receive nothing and all other players will also score 2 points. And similar to earlier, anytime somebody guesses your card when you're not the active player, for each vote you get, you score 1 point. Once all the scoring is completed, you will then discard all of those cards to the discard pile face up. Everybody will take their voting tokens back into their hand, and all players will draw back up to 6 cards. The active player then moves to the player who was to the left of the last active player, and you will start a new turn. The game ends at the end of a turn when one player manages to meet or exceed 30 points. At that point, whoever has the most points is the winner. In the case of a tie, the tied players share the win. There are a few rules that change if you are playing with 3 players. First, each player gets 7 cards for their hand instead of 6. Next, each player's voting tokens go up to 5 instead of the amount of people that are playing. And third, after the active player has played their card and given their clue, the other players will play 2 cards that they think match the clue, and then they will all be shuffled and revealed so that 5 cards are revealed in total. The voting and the scoring remain the same. And that is everything you need to know in order to play Dixit. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. If you want to learn my thoughts on Dixit, or if you want to know how to play more games, then make sure you subscribe to the channel for more tutorials, reviews, and unboxings. Thank you all as always so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.